Let's hop into a good old-fashioned mailbag, huh? Woo. All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. It's mailbag time, baby. We asked, you guys sent a handful of pretty damn good questions.
I actually got 3 handwritten letters, and you guys might need to work on your cursive. Hard to read.
Wow, you should not be giving out your address. Hit that sub button. Let's get to 10,000. Hit that like. Join us for our tailgate party Thursday, 4:30 to 6:30. We'll be drinking beers, doing giveaways, jerseys, all sorts of shit. Let's do mailbag.
There might be male nudity too.
Well, we just lost anybody that was even thinking about coming on.
Didn't say it was going to be us.
All right, first question. How would you feel if the Vikings traded back, got a second rounder or early third, and then took Hendon Hooker at the end of round 1?
I mean, I'd feel a lot better about it than taking him straight up at 23. I think getting him at the end of round 1 makes a lot more sense, makes a little more safe, doesn't keep you as tied to him as taking him straight up at 23, get some extra picks in return. All his concerns with him are still there, but I like that much better.
Yeah, if we're trading back, we're still in round 1. We still get his 5th-year option, and we get a second or a third. I'm all for it. Let's go, baby. Hendon Hooker in purple. Make it happen.
Let's do it. We'll
Make
be
it
the
happen.
biggest Hooker fans.
Next up, would you rather continue with the competitive rebuild or just say F it and just a full-blown fresh start with our new coach and GM?
I'll let you start on this one.
It's a tough one. I think if they're going to do a fresh start, it's got to be damn quick. They can't wait. Like you see these coaches who all of a sudden are like, oh shit, do I even want to draft a quarterback now? Because I might just get fired if I suck. So I think this year we're still going to be competitive. Like he says, competitive rebuild. And then I think next year is the year we actually look at maybe a fresh start, depending on what happens.
I was going to say too, it completely depends what happens this year. The Vikings could definitely suck this year. Not even that they suck. Just I mean, the division's way better. Look at the Lions are improved.
Just
the Bears
Lions.
are going to be easy. Aren't going to be easy anymore. There's some good teams in the NFC, some great teams in the AFC. It's going to be very tough. And I don't know if the Vikings are quite there yet. We'll see what happens after the draft and they finalize this roster. But yeah, I think it depends on what happens this year coming up, and then they could blow the whole thing up.
Well, I mean, Kirk Cousins is going to be done after this year, so it makes sense. Harrison Smith, I'm sure this has got to be his last year. So guys like that, Gonzo, and then obviously Daniil. So yeah, next year is going to be a very telling sign. Which current Viking has the most to lose in the upcoming draft?
Wow, current Viking has the most to lose. You know, I guess it would be, I mean, KJ Osborne, if from getting bumped up from 3 to 2, where he is right now in the depth chart, they go ahead and take a Quentin Johnson and Jordan Addison. He's going to go back to that 3 where he's kind of just getting those spot targets. Yeah, he makes key plays a game, but he's not going to be the other guy that he wants to be. So I think his role, his promotion is most in jeopardy.
Yep, that's who I had. I'll throw out a Caleb Evans too, just because he's a guy that I think the Vikings are high on. But if we take a very early corner, they're definitely going to want to get Andrew Booth out there. We got Byron Murphy, so he could get a little more buried. But I think KJ Osborne is the right answer. What's your predictions for wins this year? Vegas has the Vikings currently at 8.5. Early, but we're going to answer it.
Yeah, your turn to start.
So Vegas has us at 8.5. I'll say 9.5. I mean, last year, I still think we're going to be very good. I think we're going to be very competitive. Everybody knows we pulled a couple games out of our asses last year, but this offense is coming back, and it's really only going to be better. So that's going to keep us in a lot of games and get us a lot of wins. So I'll say 9.5. I could say 10.5. Yeah. I'll say 9.5.
I mean, we know who we're playing. We don't know the schedule yet. We don't know what's going to happen in the draft. I think the defense can be a lot better than it was last year. Even just the schemes, more of attacking style, that's going to pay off than just sitting back and and taking it as hard as the offense wants to give it to us. So I do think that is going to be better. Offense will be just as good as last year. I was going to say 9 or 10, so I'm kind of in the same boat you are. That's kind of just my thought was. I just think the competition is a little more stiff.
Any potential undrafted free agents you're hoping the Vikings will dial up right after the draft?
They're really making us predict some things here, aren't they?
Well, yeah, it's draft week, baby.
I think, so it's my turn. Mo Ibrahim, Gophers running back. Not sure he's going to get drafted. Kind of that late round mix. If he goes undrafted, I want him to be a Viking so damn bad.
Yeah, I got Chad Ryland, the kicker from Maryland. Bring him on home. We miss out on old Moody. Ryland definitely got that big hog of a leg. Greg Joseph, we all know, needs some competition. Next up, who's one player you're hoping does not go to an NFC North rival?
And it's going to be for different reasons. Maybe just you like him a lot. Maybe you're afraid of what he can bring to the table and you want to face him. So who's yours?
Mine's the Lions, and that's getting Jalen Carter. I can't think of anything worse. I would say I'd bring up Packers or somebody, but I don't give a shit who the Packers get. They're going to suck ass anyways. So Jalen Carter, his boom ability, adding him to what the Lions already got going on is horrifying. I hope the Lions are nowhere near him. The Bears get him, fine, but not the Lions.
Yeah, there's actually a couple players you can put, and you say you don't want the Lions to get. Tyree Wilson would be another one. Kalijah Kancey could be horrifying. Him with Aiden Hutchinson on the same line would be very scary. But I'm going to go with the general prospect here. Zay Flowers, I think, can be very, very troublesome if he ends up on the Packers, Bears, Lions, wherever. This guy has Tyreek Hill ability. Put him all over the field, create mismatches. He can be a major pain in your ass. The guy you got to definitely keep two guys on at all times.
Wow. I think I understand this question. If this year's team is bound not to make the Super Bowl, why not go all in for 2025 instead of next year?
Well,
I mean, I think the gist of it is like, why not just get rid of it? I mean, kind of do more of a rebuild right now than opposed to kind of halfway.
And they might. I mean, this is kind of similar to what we already talked about. If the season does go south this year, 2023, they may just, say, screw it, we're starting from scratch. Like you said, Kirk Cousins already going to be gone anyway. You do have some pieces you can build around Justin Jefferson. Definitely on offense is the big one. You got to re-sign him as well. But, yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, we don't know who quarterbacks are going to be out there in the 2024 draft. So, yeah, if the season goes to shit, you might as well blow it up.
Yeah, and he mentions 2025, we're still going to have JJ, TJ, Darius O'Neal, so some very good players there. Lupagus, this one's just for you. You've been offered a job as the Packers GM. The more wins you get, the more money you make. Are you taking that job? Taking that job of GM of the Packers?
Wow. I think being an NFL GM would be a dream job. If we had Packers,
are you really thinking about this?
I'm not taking it.
No, you're not taking it. And if you are taking it, you're just cutting everybody and then you're resigning. Thank you.
I would just make really shitty picks. But God, could you imagine being an NFL GM would be so fun?
Not in Green Bay. You first thing you could say is, look, everybody, you don't really own a part of the team. These are little.
That would be the first thing to go.
That's all you have to say at your first press conference. Last one, dream pick at 23. Let me rephrase this. I'm gonna change this up a little bit. A guy that you're just really, really want, because if it's a dream pick,
Well, I think you start. I had a solo question there. It's your turn.
I'm going Joey Porter. I mean, it's a mildly a dream, but I think deep down my heart, I'm thinking like, you know what? It might actually kind of be possible. So Joey Porter's my boy. That if we get a 23, clothes are on the floor, beers are all over my nude body, people are leaving, but I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's about this much, 20% chance he gets there, and I think there's actually a chance the Vikings could actually pass on him too, which makes me even more horrified, which would be
scary,
even harder to take. My guys, Jackson Smith and Jigba, if he gets there at 23, I hope the Vikings are all over him. Look at the way he runs routes, his short area quickness, his hands. He's a fighter. He's a competitor. Put him next to Justin Jefferson. That would be very, very nice. So Jackson Smith and Jigba, again, probably not going to happen. Probably less chance of Joey Porter getting there. Less chance of Jackson Smith and Jigba getting there than Porter. So, but still, just a sliver of hope.
Those edge rushers, those offensive tackles are going to bump some of these guys back, and one of those two could absolutely be there. We get Smith. Yeah, we get him. Holy shit. That is Mailbag. It's empty. Seeds are on the floor. I will do another Mailbag, probably pretty soon, post-draft.
Yeah, and remember this. Octopuses have a brain in every single tentacle.